Hi, boys and girls. This is our last thing that we're going to be learning in fourth grade. We're talking about dividing decimals. And if you remember last week, we talked about multiplying decimals. And I said, pretty much if you know how to multiply numbers, you can multiply decimals. It was a very easy concept. You didn't even have to worry about where the decimal went until the very end. This is kind of the same thing. If you remember how to divide in long division, then you'll be fine with dividing decimals. So just a review on dividing decimals. Remember we talked about, does McDonald's sell burgers raw? So we divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, and repeat. You remember those steps, then you should be fine. I took a couple examples from our worksheet that we're doing in our packet, and I thought we could just use those as our examples to figure out what to do with these decimals. Now, with our worksheet and what we're talking about right now, the decimal is only in our number inside the box, okay? It's this first number, and that first number goes inside the box. Now, if there was a decimal outside the box, that would be a different story, but we won't talk about that right now. Since it's just in this our number inside the box, the only thing we do that's different than just regular division is if we have a decimal right here, we just need to bring it straight up. Okay. And then do our division like normal. It's very important that we put the numbers in the right spaces whenever we are dividing. So I'll just review that kind of as we go along. So can 8 go into 1? No, if I have 1 apple, I can't make a group of 8. How about, can 8 go into 15? If I have 15 apples, can I make a group of 8? Yes, okay. Does it go in evenly? No. But it will, we can make one group of 8 at least. And then we think to ourselves, what times 8 would give me something close to 18 without going over? So we think of our multiples of 8. 8 times 1, 8 times 2, and 8 times 3. And we should already realize by then, 8 times 1, we can only get one group of 8. 8 times 2 is 16, that's too big. So 8 would go into 15 one time. And remember, like I said, we have to put them in the right spot. So since we're using the 15, the 1 goes over the 5. 1 times 8, multiply, subtract, bring down. And now we're at, how many times will 8 go into 77? Again, think of our multiples of 8. 8 times what would give me something close to 77? Now, 77 is close to 80, which is 8 times 10. So let's go back and think, okay, 8 times 9 would be 72. So 9 times 8 is 72. Subtract, bring down, 56. How many times will 8 go into 56? 8 will go into 56 7 times. 7 times 8 is 56, and it goes in evenly. So our answer is 1 and 97/100. Okay, but it's not always that easy. They always throw something in there to make it a little more difficult, but not too much more. For our worksheet, if you have, or we have a few problems where it doesn't go in evenly. It doesn't stop right there. And if it doesn't go in evenly, then we have to add a 0. We will have to add a 0 for number 4, 5, and 7. Now let's look at number 4. Okay, I have 1 and 58/100 divided by 5. Now this number ends with an 8 and it's dividing by 5. So I know it's not going to go in evenly right away. In the past, we've had remainders. When we're dividing decimals, we can add a 0. All right, so here's my decimal. First step, just bring that straight up. Can you hear my kids in the background? Okay, will 5 go into 1? No, so we look at 15. Like I said, just ignore that decimal for now. 5 will go into 15. Think of our multiples of 5. 5, 10, 15. It goes in 3 times. 3 times 5 is 15. We subtract, we get 0, we bring down 8. Okay, like I said, I knew it wasn't going to go in evenly. So